second national title of the 80s. Crum became one of only 9 coaches to win 2 or more championships. The Cards went 32-7 that year and beat Duke to win it all. That was then, this is now. And 58-year-old Rollie Massimino came west to UNLV for another shot at the top. With the nation's 3rd leading scorer in J.R. Ryder, the least known best player in the country, anything's possible for the Rebels. Meanwhile, 53-year-old Denny Crum, like Rollie, has not been to a Final Four since winning it all, and sophomore Clifford Rozier is their future. Crum and Massimino, both in their 22nd year as head coaches, and both with as much fire as ever. Welcome to Pizza Hut College Basketball. And we welcome you to the Thomas & Mack Center here in Las Vegas, Nevada, where this afternoon the Louisville Cardinals will pay a visit to the running Rebels of the University of Nevada at Las Vegas, where the Rebs have won 59 consecutive games here at the Thomas & Mack Center. That is the best record in the nation for that particular category, and they're looking to make it 60 in a row with a victory over Louisville today. And hi, everybody, along with Dick Vitale, I'm Roger Twyville, and happy Valentine's Day out there to all of you, and we welcome you out here to Las Vegas, Nevada. Dick, a scare earlier this year for Nevada, Las Vegas. Texas A&M took them to overtime, but they won that game. What about Louisville today?
Well, you know, Louisville right now is a real threat to the 59-game win streak, which started, when you think about it, a long time ago. The last team to beat them was January 28, 1989, Oklahoma, and they had a great performance out of Stacey King, who put 48 on the board.
J.R. Ryder is a guy that Louisville has to be concerned with. He is a big-time player, and Dick, at practice yesterday, you asked me, hey, where's J.R.? I said he's over there. You said he's floating.
I couldn't believe it. The guy is unbelievable. Stay tuned. You're going to see a superstar. I mean, this guy is unbelievable. He loves the big spotlight. In 6 games that were televised, he went for 36 a game. He loves the absolute big time. He's a slashing player, and a lot of people say, I say, a lock for the lottery. No doubt in the NBA draft, he will be a lottery selection.
Maybe the only man in America that likes to perform on television more than Dick Vitale is J.R. Ryder. He comes up big in the TV games. Meanwhile, Louisville, Dick, got off to a slow start, 2-4. They had won 6 in a row until Tulane the other night, where maybe they played their worst half of basketball this year.
Roger, they really have to step up against a nationally rated team. In 5 previous times when they had a chance to beat some good people, they came up empty. They really did not perform to the level that Denny Crum expects. Well, they get another chance right now. The one thing about Louisville, they play an outstanding schedule, and he told his players in the locker room, we have a chance to redeem ourselves if we come out here with a big W today.
Size could be a problem for Rollie Massimino's team. Everett Gray, 6'7", their biggest player. That means Louisville is going to look inside to their North Carolina transfer, Clifford Rozier.
Well, you know, Louisville, if the game becomes a half-court game, it presents a problem for UNLV because of Rozier. They don't have anybody size-wise to really match up with Rozier, who's been really rebounded at big numbers. Another problem is the fact, on the other side, UNLV will utilize the full-court pressure, and Louisville does a very poor job handling the basketball.
Hey, it's Vitale in Vegas. Louisville and UNLV, their 5th meeting. And we'll be back with the starting lineup. Smith have coached more Final Four teams as Nevada, Las Vegas. That's D-Don Thomas, a terrific little point guard, 2nd in the nation, dishing it out. Over 8 assists a game behind Sam Crawford as Everett Gray from outside hits.
I guess the jock is feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
Tailbone is healed. He's a good middle-range shooter.
A lot of pressure right now, and there's a lot of haze in here because of the fireworks that they play before every game. That will clear as Louisville will bring it down. Legree is number 10.
Running Rebels go to a multiple defensive set, start out with a trap, and now they rotate into man-to-man defense.
Going inside, and the slam right there by Minor.
Great diagonal pass to Minor, who's a good inside-outside player. He's got good versatility.
UNLV will swing it to the far side and knocking it down. Beautiful shot by Dexter Boney. Dick has really played well of late.
Yeah, you know, not getting a lot of publicity because of J.R. Ryder, but he's a splashing player, and he's put on 17 points a game. It's just been a solid player defensively as well.
Getting about 6 rebounds a contest. Legree in the lane and gets the rolling in. I mentioned he is the smallest guard to play for Denny Crum at Louisville.
Well, you know, you talk about Legree. He may be small in terms of size, but he's really physically very strong. And he's a good penetrator. If he gets in the lane, he could really knock that down. He gets a little careless handling the ball, though.
They talk about the matchup, Rozier against Gray. Now, Rozier's going to have to come out at times and try to guard him because he'll shoot it from three-point land. They find underneath with a nice pass. Ryder it in.
J.R. Ryder, such a big-time scorer. Very versatile. Mr. Versatility. Scores around the boxes, super strong, and has great range as a shooter.
We are scoring at a furious pace so far. 8-4. UNLV with the lead. The pull-up from the side and knocking it down is Morton.
Morton's a big-time player. Just doesn't get many opportunities in terms of shooting the ball.
Doesn't take long as Boney missed it, and he'll get it back. Watch J.R. Ryder. He's a special kind of player.
Very explosive, Roger.
Look at that fall-away shot. Won't go. Tipped around. Still battled, and Louisville comes up with a rebound.
Typical of a lot of great scorers. He'll take some shots that really can be defined as bad shots, but for him, they're good shots.
Foul called in the lane, and it's going to be on Didon Thomas. 9 of the 12 Rebel players are transfers, and you can see that Didon Thomas second in the nation in assists, J.R. Ryder third in scoring, and Gibson, who led the nation most of the year in three-point shooting, fallen off now to 6th.
Well, he shot 3 out of 13 in his last 4 games and has really slipped a little bit. Didon Thomas and also J.R. Ryder came from Antelope Valley Junior College. Helped to be recruited by a guy by the name of George Tarkanian, Jerry's younger son.
Rozier,
assistant there.
Rozier was double-teamed down low. They go back inside, real patient offensively. Morton hits. That's a 3.
That's good news for Denny Crum. Good inside-outside action. Morton's got to shoot the ball a little bit more.
Corner for 3. Won't go by Boney. Ryder, and the rebound pulled down by Louisville.
Ryder forced that shot. Size bothered him on that little jump hook in the lane.
Minor kicks it in the corner. Back to Minor. He measures for 3. Rozier, the offensive board. Blocked inside by Gray. I'll tell you, the great thing about Everett Gray is, Dick, that he can guard you if you're 6'2". He can guard you if you're 6'10".
Yeah, he's a good inside-outside player on the defensive end.
He's the leading shot blocker for the running Rebels.
You know, Rozier averaging about 12 rebounds a game. Most of them come really off the offensive glass. That's where he gets a lot of his scoring.
Gray, the spin move inside, won't go. Rozier comes up with it. Louisville leads at 9-8.
Watch, you got a lot of athletes on the floor right here. Very athletic in terms of the players on the floor. We talk about speed, quickness, agility.
Louisville was ranked 9th in the nation by the Associated Press back on December 7th. They had fallen out of the rankings. They put that good streak together. They've won 11 of their last 13. Just 1 loss in the Metro. That's at Tulane the other night, the loose ball. And Boney, 24, will send it to the middle to J.R. Ryder.
Struggled a little bit out of the gates, missed 3 shots in a row.
Legree with Didon Thomas. Boney knocks it away. Here comes Boney to the other end, and from behind.
Intentional foul. That should be an intentional. Good call by John Clougherty. No doubt about it. As you look at Daddy Mass on the sideline. There's the grab. See, there's the grab. Trying to prevent the score. That means 2 shots now and possession of the basketball.
John Clougherty made the call. Also working Rusty Herring and Don Rutledge, the officials today, as Boney, number 24, will go to the line on the season, 57% free throw shooter.
We got a solid crew on the game. Denny Crum, expectations really have created a dilemma. The guy's averaged over 21 wins a year over the last 6 years. Everybody said, what has happened? Because they've been so acclimated to...
The 2,500 couples will walk down the aisle here in Las Vegas this weekend to get married.
I know, they told us that last night, an amazing story. You know, I'm talking about Dwayne Morton.
Why does it, you said about talking about not shooting enough?
Well, you know, he's averaging about 9 shots a game, and he shoots better than 57%. He's averaging 15 points a game. I think Morton's got to shoot the ball at least 15 times a game.
He's shooting at 56% from three-point land, 56% overall, as you take a look at the field goals so far, and Louisville 67% has UNLV after that intentional foul hit the 2 free throws, and with possession right now with 15:45 to go, they lead at 10-9. Ryder, three-point land hit.
Just a matter of time. When you're a great offensive talent and you're third in the nation in scoring, he's not going to stop shooting the rock, Roger, even though he's missed 3 in a row.
Dick, 2 years in junior college, Allen County in Kansas, then out in California, averaged over 30 points a game in both of those leagues.
There's that half-court trap, 1-3-1, trying to force the up-tempo in the game. Louisville going to go to a 2-guard set, looking to throw the ball diagonally.
Baseline pop there, no good by Troy Smith, and Louisville gets the ball back. You saw that big body banging right in there. That was Hopgood, and the loose ball comes down, and here comes the ever-so-quick D-Don Thomas.
He really can handle the ball well, really handle the rock.
Ryder, look at the fake. Now finds the man underneath, and in. Everett Gray and count it.
J.R. Ryder with the good look to the inside to his teammate. A little shot there. Louisville expecting the ball to go to the glass, turning to look at the basket. Good high-low entry. Look, JR's up on top. Now he's going to dump it right inside. There's the little dump down to Everett Gray. Good catch. Gray was an important player on Jerry Tarkanian's super team with Larry Johnson and company.
Foul was on Hopgood as Gray misses the free throw.
They've had so many phenomenal teams here. When you think about the Larry Johnson era.
Inside, trying to find the man Troy Smith, and the foul inside is going to be on number 3 for the Runnin' Rebs. That's Reggie Manuel. He's their defensive stopper, and of course the brother of Eric Manuel, who played originally at Kentucky, finished up at Oklahoma City University. He's now playing over in Europe.
The guy's playing out in Spain right now. Out of Southwest Macon High School, Reggie, out of Georgia.
Smith kicks it back outside. Louisville swinging it around, trying to find something.
UNLV rotating to a number of defenses to try and make up for their lack of size. See if you can post inside right now. Hopgood's got a lot of size in the inside.
They've got Ryder on Legree, and Legree averaging just under 7 points a game. He's not an offensive threat out there.
He's a baseball player as well.
Yeah, he is, and a darn good one. Maybe the top prospect in the Twins organization as Dwayne Morton knocks it down. And Dick, you're right on the mark.
Well, Dwayne Morton's got to shoot the ball, Roger. Outstanding athlete. He was Mr. Basketball in the state of Kentucky.
Boney misses, tipped around. Manuel finds it. 15-11. UNLV with a 4-point lead.
They're really not a solid rebounding team, UNLV, but they really hustle and scrap and force turnovers with their speed and athletic ability.
43, Brian Hopgood is in there for Louisville. Shot from outside by Gray won't go, and the save. And UNLV will set it up again offensively.
Great hustle by J.R. Ryder. Look at Ryder.
He's got the big man Hopgood on him.
He says, can't play me on a base.
And he loses it off his foot.
You know, he committed originally out of high school from out of the Oakland, California area to Kansas State because he drew up a likeness for Mr. Mitch Richmond, who starred for the Golden State Warriors at that time.
Couple of substitutions now. Ken Gibson, number 20, a 6'3 junior from Bloomington, Illinois. He is their designated gun out here. Their three-point shooter has checked into the game. And also coming in, number 12, Lawrence Thomas, a freshman guard from Elizabeth, New Jersey. Has a shot outside, in and out from three-point land.
That's the execution you want, though, what they did right there with the diagonal pass.
And the foul underneath is going to be on Everett Gray. And see, Dick, he hit that tailbone again. He went down hard, trying to take the charge.
He told me today, he said, that tailbone really, really hurts. I said, but you're big and strong. He says, strong men hurt as well as guys that are not strong.
Want to remind you, Saturday, ABC Sports gets the day rolling on the shores of Lake Erie with the Cleveland Open. Then on ABC's Wide World of Sports, figure skating's brightest stars take to the ice. It's the World Challenge of Champions, the Durasoft colors. Special performance that Saturday at 4:30, 3:30 Central. And then fasten your seatbelts for the fly to your life for the Blue Angels. That's all Saturday.
You know, Rolly Massimino told us before the game, he welcomes, he said, with open arms, Jerry Tarkanian to come back, come to a practice session. And Jerry told me today, he says, I have nothing against Rolly. My problems are with the administration.
Legree missed them both. And they get the basketball back, and Louisville trailing by 4 with 13 minutes to go first half from the Thomas and Mack Center. This is a good rivalry. These teams times and then 4 previous times. UNLV leads the series 3-1. The pull-up from the side and knocking it down right now is Dwayne Morton. 15 points his average on the season.
I think somebody got a message to Dwayne Morton. Shoot the rock, Dwayne.
15-13. That's Thomas, true freshman. From the side, Gray off the mark, and here comes Louisville.
Louisville pushing the ball up the floor. That's their style of play.
Morton, three-point land. Won't measure that time. And J.R. Ryder's going to bring it up himself.
Going to be a big-time guard in the NBA, this kid right here.
Follow-away hits.
There's no doubt about it. He's a PT Beer, baby. He's a prime-time performer.
Sonny Allen, the scout for the Charlotte Hornets, told me before the game he's the best offensive player not playing in the NBA right now.
That's a heck of a statement.
For 3, won't go from outside as Miner looked at it. Legree gets caught in the lane.
Louisville was one of the real...
Miner hits. That's a 3.
He hits the 3. The point I want to make, Roger, they were slow adjusting to using the three-point shot.
Exactly.
But now they are starting to utilize it a lot more.
3rd in the nation, Dick, in three-point shots. There's Gibson. He hits.
He can shoot the 3. He's 6th in the nation. He's shooting the 3. Gibson. He comes by the way of Lou Du from down in Illinois. Then he went to the Air Force Academy, and now he's here. The reason he left the Air Force Academy, he told me he had an eye problem, and he was unable to be eligible to fly jets. He wanted to be a flyer.
Baseline pop by Troy Smith. Well, I'll tell you what, his eyesight's pretty darn good, and the turnover by UNLV.
He's wearing soft contacts.
Is he?
Rolly Massimino, 19 years at Villanova. Who can ever forget the magnificent job in 1985? And 5 times he took Villanova to the Elite 8. He's so physical. He's so strong with the basketball. And then he has the soft hands with the great touch as well. And that's why he'll be special at that next level.
Isaiah Ryder Jr. That's where the JR comes from.
Yeah, right.
Junior.
Told me in the locker room, he said, my dad's name is Isaiah. Hey, his mom, Donna's watching over in Alameda, California.
From the side, it won't go, as just checking into the game, Brewer put it up. 2018. De'Don Thomas back in there right now for UNLV with just over 10.5 to go.
He makes them go. He's the little engine that creates the opportunities. De'Don can really handle the ball.
He took it to the hoop, and they're going to call the foul from behind on Dwayne Morton.
Benny Grubb not happy with that call. Boney, a slashing, quick player from out of Wilmington, Delaware. Look at Denny. Says he got all ball. Denny says, I can't believe it. There he is in a one-on-one situational isolation. Goes across the baseline. There's the grab. Oh, looks like he got all ball. Denny looks like he's right.
Dick, how do you like this? Dexter, Silky, Lindell, Boney.
They got those nicknames out here.
No, that's his given. Those are his names.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Well, you do your research.
Hey, by the way, you know, players got to play hurt. Announcers got to play hurt. I know Vital's a little bit under the weather today, but he wouldn't miss this Vegas show for anything.
Oh, this is great just being out here. It's a great environment.
Boney now with 5 points.
Rozier was on the sideline. They got to start getting him involved offensively. Then he took him out because he played a little sloppy early in the game. Has a tendency to bring the ball down, and it really creates a lot of turnovers.
Miner.
Rozier down and deep should be very difficult to stop size-wise.
They haven't been really getting him the ball down there.
There it is right there, but they're doubling up on him.
Look at him create some space. Gray knocked it away, and they're going to count it.
What they're doing defensively, Rolly Massimino, an architect on a defensive end, is creating a triangle around Rozier. Watch when he catches the ball inside, they'll form a triangle. There's one to see the triangle right around him, and he goes spinning in the lane, and he's going to hang, and there it is. They get the goaltending. Close.
Besides Brewer, Derwin Webb is checked in as Gray measures from 3, and the rebound comes down to Meyer. Here's Brewer, number 11, in the lane to Rozier, trying to slam it home, and the foul's going to be called on Everett Gray, and he's got to watch it. That's going to be his second.
They can't afford him to get 3. They have no size that they can bring it off that bench.
Dick, when they lost him against San Jose State the other night, it was Ryder who stepped up with 37 points and 11 rebounds, as we're going to get a player off the bench right now for UNLV, and that's 42 Fred Haygood, a 6'8" junior college transfer from Riverside, California.
He was the first guy to report here today, so mentally he's really ready to get some playing time. They haven't been able to get the kind of positive minutes out of him like they really were hoping for.
Rozier just 55% from the free throw line.
I think he plays with the ball too much, Roger. I think he's got to develop a better technique at the free throw line and develop some rhythm to it. Watch how he'll play with the ball, and he'll bring it down to his hip. See, spinning the ball. I think anytime you're shooting 50-some% on a line, that game isn't working. You got to change it.
Got the second one down.
He was such a big-time scorer in high school, rated as one of the top players in America. Went to North Carolina.
Ryder pushed, and they're going to call a travel. Looked like Rozier might have shoved him from behind.
I thought there was contact right there on JR.
Went to Antelope Valley Junior College after that stint in Kansas and averaged 33.6 a game to lead the California JUCOs. And Rolly Massimia, you know, he invited us to dinner last night, Dick, and then we got invited with Steve Wynn where we were staying at the Mirage, and you sort of blew Rolly off in that deal, huh?
Stop throwing names. Now you're trying to throw names. I mean, you're not supposed to do that.
From the baseline, the miss right there. Morton didn't get any iron. D-Don Thomas inside, off the glass, and the foul's going to be on Brewer. But we do want to send our best to Steve Wynn's a little bit under the weather today. He's had a broken shoulder, and of course, big fan, along with his wife Elaine here, of the Running Rebels.
I'll tell you, I know you want me to mention it, and I will. You got a chance and an honor to play on his special golf course that's only reserved for the elite and the special people, and you were on that golf course.
I'll tee it up whenever I can, anytime I can, pal. You better believe it.
D-Don Thomas has really got superb quickness going to the basket.
Manuel coming back in, number 3. Had to miss a game. His mother had some surgery back in Georgia, but apparently she's doing fine now. Look at D-Don Thomas, 47% from the free throw line.
That really hurts when your point guard shoots that, because if you get down the stretch in close games, he's going to handle the ball a great deal. You know, you talk about magnificent jobs done in the NCAA. The job he did in 1985, pitching that perfect game with that team against Georgetown. The job Jimmy Valvano did in 1983, I thought was brilliant. Not only winning the national title, but to get there, he had to win the ACC tournament.
Ryder gets it back. Look at him, Sky, puts it up. Tipped around, and Webb comes down with the rebound. Derwin Webb, he is a terrific athlete. Off the bench for the University of Louisville.
He was a great track performer and football player on the scholastic level.
7-foot high jumper.
See, now watch the triple team. See, as soon as he gets the ball inside.
Rozier muscled it up that time.
Smart move by Denny Crum, rotating Rozier from the high post down into the low post. It's a mismatch. They can't handle him inside, Roger.
And Louisville's got the lead, 23-22. No harm, no foul there, as Boney was tripped up out front.
And remember, people, 59 games in a row they've won here at home, baby.
Boney got the hoop. No foul there as Rozier was looking for the charge.
They had a great year last year, but they couldn't play on TV. But they had the big fella, Elmore Spencer, who's now in the NBA.
And Love, too. He was here.
Yeah, they had size with Love as well. See, there's that half-court trap. You got to split the guy up on top, and that's what they're doing. See, making 2 guys stay wide and getting the ball down inside.
Count it. Foul's going to be on Haygood. As Rozier now, they're finding him down low since Everett Gray had to go out of the game with a couple of fouls.
If the game is a half-court game, if the game is played within 45 feet and they can get the ball inside, he's too talented. He has long arms. Look at this. 5 guys are going to converge on him. But it doesn't matter. Once he's in that deep with the ball, a little pump fake, and there he goes with the good rotation. This should be a big night for Cliff Rozier. He should be in the high 20s tonight.
He's had 13 double-doubles this year. Dick since the Metro Conference start, he's up to 18 points a game, hitting 64% of his shots from the floor.
You know, you talk about the Metro Conference. The Great Midwest, there's been rumors, would like to have a combination with both. But Louisville says no. They love the fact that they think small is better because they have a chance to play games like this rather than playing 18 to 20 lead point contests.
Everett Gray is checked back into the game, and he just turned it over right there. He was trying to find Manuel over in the corner. So right now, with 8:17 to go first half, Louisville with a 2-point lead, and the crowd now starting to kick it up a notch here.
See what they're doing here? They're going to spread. Not a rotating man-to-man. They came out of their half-court trap. They're going to play head-to-head on Rozier inside with Gray. He's got 2 fouls. They're going to attack Gray right now.
Miner took it in. Everett Gray comes down with it. UNLV with the numbers. D-Don on the wing to Boney. Second turnover in a row for Everett Gray.
He telegraphed that pass.
On the side, Brewer will measure from 3. Hits!
a big-time scorer off the bench. He's one of the premier six-men in a game of basketball.
Quickly at the other end, Manuel, the defensive specialist. He always takes the other team's best offensive player, and he gets his first two.
That's the Flying Rebels. Who said that Rolly Massimino's a half-court guy? He's running out here. He has to play running basketball. You have to entertain.
Louisville by 3. Look at Rozier, so strong. Everett Gray just backed off, and Rozier's got 10.
Well, he's very agile as well, and again, keeping him down inside creates problems.
Gray, the turnaround won't go, and Louisville now with a 5-point lead, 7 minutes left. First half from the Thomas and Mack Center.
I should slow it down and slide Rozier right inside. Should slide him inside and dump him the ball down in the lane. Shouldn't waste any time. Should bang the ball inside to Rozier. He's got to want the ball, though. He's got to really post up and get hungry for the ball in the box.
Boy, tough shot right there by Troy Smith.
He's another big player who can score on the baseline.
33-26. Inside to Ryder. Jump hook. Hits.
He's so versatile. He has so many weapons. He has the little jump hook. He has the three-point range shot. He has the drive to the goal at 40 against Georgetown.
Ryder with 9 points, 4 rebounds.
I don't think Georgetown's going to make the NCAAs this year. I really believe they've lost like 6 in a row. That's after 14 years in a row.
Rozier just having his way inside, and once again, Everett Gray hits the deck. And it's real easy right now for Clifford Rozier in Louisville. 35-28 with just over 6 to go.
That was an excellent move by Rozier, taking it to the goal off a spin move.
As Ryder tried to take it inside, the foul on Troy Smith. That's his first.
You know, I mentioned Georgetown. They did a big thing.
Rozier with 12 points now in the first half.
Well, he's really been unstoppable down inside. Just an excellent spin move. They could have called an offensive foul right there. They called no contact. And there's the deuce. And then Smith along the baseline, again utilizing their size, taking advantage of the tremendous physical strength they have down on the interior of the baseline.
Jerry Jones, 21st year as assistant coach with Denny Cry. I call him the Nolan Ryan of assistant coaches. He's just been around a long time. Really a great guy.
And what's really sad, he has to get paid $16,000 a year based on that new rule that exists in the NCAA with the part-time assistant. I think that's absurd today to ask a guy to make $16,000 a year.
After the timeout, UNLV could not connect on the offensive end. Kicks it back out on top to Minor.
And bring it out. See what happens there in his case, though. He works for the University of Fundraising, gives a lot of speeches, and he's allowed to pick up extra cash.
Coming up at halftime is the Naismith Nominee of the Week. It's right here on ABC Sports. Underneath, the little man, number 11. James Brewer, the senior from Bardstown, Kentucky, takes it in, and then the reach-in by Derwin Webb at the other end.
That was an excellent move by Brewer, cutting without the basketball. You know, Brewer was a great football prospect. In fact, he was recruited, he told me, by Oklahoma. He was recruited by Miami when Jimmy Johnson was coaching there. Lou Holtz had him up in Notre Dame. He was there the same weekend with the Rocket.
Unbelievable.
Recruited by Penn State, had him down there. Mr. Joe Paterno. Could have went anywhere. Great running back.
You've been talking a lot of football in recent weeks, Dick. I'm getting a little concerned about you here.
I got to throw some names around. Since you threw some names around, I got to throw names around. I've been known to do that.
I know you have. Once in a while. Once in a while.
Why not? Have a little fun.
Right now, Louisville's having some fun. They lead it by 9. That's their biggest lead with less than 5 to go as Boney takes the 3 in and out. Ryder loses the offensive board. And the offensive foul is going to be on Brewer.
John Clarkity right there. Boney did an excellent job stepping up. Benny Rum, outstanding record. You talk about 6 Final Fours. You talk about 2 national championships, 1980, 1986.
Averaged 24 wins a year in his tenure at Louisville. 33-16 in NCAA competition. Dick,
unbelievable, but I think coaches create their own dilemma by being so successful. Expectations.
Legree is checked back in. Gibson in there for 3. Won't go. Gibson has been in a bit of a slump, hitting just 3 of his last 14 before he hit the first one here, so he's 1 of 2 from three-point land, and it's 37-28.
He was 0 for 5 in his last 2 games from three-point range.
Rozier puts it up. Tipped around Didon Thomas, and the long pass to Boney. Nice inside. Ryder the following in.
Good offensive play by J.R. Ryder. The pro scouts who are here have to like the way he runs the court. He will not only be a good player in the NBA, he's going to be a special player, Roger. He's made for the NBA game.
37-30. Oh, Gibson took an elbow. And, oh, they called the offensive foul.
No doubt about it. Good call by Mr. Rutledge.
Troy Smith commits the foul.
Well, you be the judge right here. I don't think there's any doubt about it. There's the contact. He goes down.
And Gibson will come down to the free throw line where on the season he is 83%. Dick mentioned that he started at Illinois, went to high school in Bloomington, then transferred to Air Force. He thought Illinois was going to go on probation, and then his eyesight was a problem because he couldn't be a pilot. And then he came here. Tarkanian gave him a scholarship, and then Jerry left. But things have worked out for him. That's Thomas on Legree, number 10. Norton now covered by Boney.
They're not playing their normal UCLA high post offense. A 2-1-2 set that Denny Crum, he's made some adjustments to his personnel, trying to play a little passing game and a little motion game, adjusting to the new era of the 1990s.
43, Brian Hopgood is in there now. Everett Gray guarding him as Morton might have been a travel, hits the turnaround.
I really like Mr. Morton. I just don't think that he does it enough. I think the kid is a lot better than what he even believes.
39-30. Going inside. There was a grab and no call on Gray. Morton loses it. And Ryder gets it back.
They got to get J.R. Ryder some threes to get back in this game.
Thomas misses it. Gray the follow. He can't get it to go. Ryder tips it outside. And Louisville comes away with it.
4-on-1.
He misses it, but with the follow is Brian Hopgood.
Hopgood running the court, the big guy, the wide body.
Biggest lead at 11 as they try to go to Ryder, and the save underneath by Legree. And here comes Louisville with 2:36 to go.
The difference has been size, Roger. The major difference in this game has been size. Size is prevailing over the quickness and the trapping ability of UNLV.
Is the 59-game win streak at the Thomas and Mack in danger? Right now, it's an 11-point Louisville lead.
But the one thing about UNLV, very explosive offensively.
Tough shot there. It didn't go. And inside, no call on Webb. Gibson picks it up. Didon Thomas with the numbers.
Ryder, give it a Ryder.
Gray, the scoop, can't get it down. Boy, he's missed about 3 or 4 as they'll go deep to Hopgood, and he's fouled and counted. It's on Didon Thomas.
Wow, they're really blowing it out on a missed shot. It's a 4-point turnaround. They had the numbers on the other side of the floor, UNLV. Here comes Louisville, right up the court. There's the contact from the back by Gibson. Hopgood gets the deuce.
They were signaling the foul on Thomas as Louisville will get a couple of substitutions. Rozier comes in, and also the freshman, number 4, Tick Rogers from Mumfordville, Kentucky, has checked into the game as Denny Crum having a few words with Derwin Webb over on the side. And 43 goes to the line. That's Brian Hopgood. What a great high school player he was at Millwood, Dick, in Oklahoma City. 4-year career there. His team won the state title 3 times.
Yeah, he really did a great job. He came in, put a little weight on. He's got to have a little better work ethic, a little more desire to be a big-time player who will get the minutes.
Loose ball, and Morton comes up with it.
He's playing a lot better today than I've seen him in the past.
And the whistle, the foul's going to be on Manuel. That's his second.
You know, Louisville's been tested. They play such a tough schedule, as we talked about on the top of the show. They've come up empty against all nationally ranked teams. When you think about playing against the likes of Vanderbilt, they played the likes of Georgia Tech. They got beat by Kentucky and Kansas right on their home floor and were beaten severely by them. They need a win over a big-name program. This certainly is a big-name program.
Dick, want to remind everybody, next Sunday, ABC Sports will present a doubleheader, the 7-Up Shootout. North Carolina, Virginia. You saw that game there. Cincinnati, Arizona will be a good one. Check your local listings. That's coming up next Sunday here on ABC Sports as knocking them both in the first half.
They're trying to get JR the ball inside.
Gibson for 3. Hit!
I think we're going to see a spurt after halftime by UNLV. I mean, there'll be no quitting that team, and I think J.R. Ryder is going to get on fire. He's had some good opportunities, just come up a little empty.
Dick, this is such a small lineup right now for UNLV, and just uncontested in there is 43, Brian Hopgood.
Well, they did a great job, Louisville, attacking the press, really going down for the score rather than just moving the ball up the court.
Turnover to UNLV is the traveling called on the penetration right there by Thomas. And I want to remind everyone at halftime, the Foot Locker Slam Fest continues. We reset this year's competition. We'll see the Indians feature former Arizona Wildcat point guard Kenny Lofton against Barry Sanders. That'll be the matchup.
I had a lot of fun with John Saunders doing that.
Thomas kicks it to Ryder on the wing. JR has been handled fairly well. The turnaround, boy, I'll tell you what, you can't handle it right there. And Morton's drawn with him as they come back up court.
He's just got the great dribble move as well as post-up moves. He's going to be an excellent big guard at the next level.
A lot of scouts say they remind him of a young Charles Barkley, a trimmed-down version of Barkley.
Yeah, I don't know about Charles Barkley. Now you're talking mobile, agile, you're talking a
But
forward.
at the same stage where he was as a college senior.
I think a perimeter player. He'll be a big-time second guard. He's got range as a shooter. Let's see Louisville, what they do here.
21-17 on the clock, Stick.
Going down to Morton. Nice fake.
Misses it. And UNLV will have the last shot. Ryder. Oh, he is hammered. Morton, I'll tell you, the last time down the court, Morton was really jawing at him after he made that shot, and Ryder's going after him.
Look at a peacemaker right there, Mr. Hopgood. He's got a lot of size to be a peacemaker. 260 pounds.
Shaking hands and telling one another no problem.
Well, if you know both guys, two really competitors. JR was teasing me in the locker room before the game. He says, you know, Coach, I went the underground route. I went to JUCOs, a couple junior colleges, but finally got my chance to play. And I'm indebted, he said, to Jerry Tarkanian for giving me that opportunity and chance. And Rolly Massimino's done a great job here, allowing him to really have flexibility and allow him to really demonstrate his great skills running and shooting the basketball.
Ryder, 83% from the free throw line. He's been to the line 150 times so far this year.
You know, Raj, last year to 26-2, 18-zip in the league. The difference in last year's team and this team is the big guy. They don't have Elmore Spencer, the big giant inside.
Ryder told me at practice yesterday, I asked him, what do you like best about basketball? He says, man, I like the crowd. He says, I feed off the emotion of the crowd. He says, the bigger the game, he says, I think the better I am.
I'll tell you one thing, he was really feeding off the music in the locker room before the game, getting pumped up.
10-point game now. They've cut it from a 15-point lead quickly down the floor. The open man underneath, and easy does it for Greg Minor.
Rolly Massimino's going to really have to adjust his defense. Not only did he bring him back in, he got out of the UCLA high post offense, slid him down inside, and it was just too much for UNLV to cover.
That's Rozier on top. He loses the basketball. Gray is on the deck, still being bounced around. The possession arrow.
See, Rozier has a very bad habit. His habit is he allows the little guys to be able to neutralize his great size by bringing the ball down low.
Everett Gray is just walking so gingerly. If you've ever fallen and hit in your tailbone, you know what sort of pain it is.
That really hurts. I expect a real spurt by UNLV. There's going to be another run in this game where they're going to make this really interesting.
Manuel, number 3, back in there along with D-Don Thomas, Everett Gray, J.R. Ryder, and Dexter Boney.
Trying to get a screen for Ryder. Now we've got him in a little one-on-one move.
Gray. Now Rozier's got to come out and guard him.
Trying really to get something set up here for Ryder.
49-37, just underway second half. The 59-game home win streak on the line. D-Don Thomas misses, and the rebound by Morton. And here comes Louisville. Look at Morton go and count it.
He's super smooth. He glides in the air. This is the best I've seen him play in the games that I've had, but I've had him in games where they were blown out against Kentucky. Rick Pitino's team did a phenomenal job of blowing them away, and Kansas blew them away as well. There he is, sliding right through the 2 defenders.
Foul was on J.R. Ryder, his first, and Morton will go to the line where he shoots 70%. This is the free throw, but look at Rozier and in.
Cliff Rozier really works on the offensive boards. If you look at the percentage of rebounds, most of them come off the offensive glass.
Well, Louisville as a team, their total rebounds, nearly 40% are off the offensive board. So they do a great job there. Ryder in the lane at jump hook.
J.R. Ryder in the lane, shooting over the top of big people.
Hey, Dick, he can do it inside. He can do it outside. Doesn't really matter, does it?
That's why he's such a complete scorer. There's that trap. It really has not created any problems at all for Louisville.
You can't leave Morton open like that. He missed it as Gray comes down with the rebound. Ryder on the wing. The pull-up, three-point land, in and out.
That's a big, big opportunity. They got to make all those count. They need some momentum. That three would have got the crowd into it. See, the one thing Louisville's now taking the crowd out a little bit.
14-point lead as Louisville.
3 seconds on those shoes. He's sitting in that lane.
He heard you. Rusty here, he heard you over there. He's a commentator, folks. He's an official.
There's no doubt about it.
He can do it all.
I doubt that, Roger.
UNLV 16-2 on the year, ranked 12th in the nation, 9-2 in the Big West. They have won the Big West Conference all 10 years since its inception, but New Mexico State was picked to win it this year. And I know, Dick, that you think the Big West might have surpassed the Pac-10 in supremacy.
Well, I think this year it runs in cycles. I think when you look at the Big West this year, Long Beach State, certainly a formidable team. University of California, Santa Barbara, they did a good job down there. New Mexico State, Pacific beat both UNLV and
jump ball call, the arrow pointing to Louisville. He's still working the sidelines, isn't he, Dick?
Well, he's not going to stop. He's a dancer. He's an intense competitor.
53-39. UNLV, after their game today with some time off, next Saturday against New Mexico State. Big West Conference matchup, the two top teams. Well, look at Troy Smith on the baseline as Ryder comes down with it. UNLV and J.R. Ryder to the hoop.
Oh! I mean, he just took that in his own hands. Coast to coast, baby, right to the rack. He goes right to the rack and jams that baby down.
And how high above the rack was he, Dick?
And the crowd really explodes.
53-41.
Now they need a defensive stop.
Minor inside. Gray throws it back. He throws it back again. D-Don Thomas over the seats trying to make the save, but big-time play by Everett Gray.
Everett Gray makes 2 blocks, but the only dilemma, he doesn't have what you call the soft block to keep the ball in play where they can convert it offensively. There's the first rejection.
Hopgood.
And there goes the second one.
Minor.
Great timing, but he slaps it out of bounds. And the dilemma is the ball goes over to Louisville.
Everett Gray with 41 blocks now on the season. He's got 3 today.
Remember, people, 59 in a row. The last team to come in here and win was Billy Tubbs, 90-89. Stacey King had 48 points, which is a record here.
Still a record here. That was back on January 28th of '89 as Minor with the pump fake, the shot. And Everett Gray now has stepped it up a notch. Manuel to Boney.
That was a great transition play. Excellent 3-on-1 break, movement of the basketball.
53-43. Foul. Taking it hard to the hole that time was 13 Derwin Webb, the senior from Indianapolis. This guy's a 7-foot high jumper, 24 feet in the long jump. He is maybe the best athlete on this team, which has got a lot of terrific athletic players.
Well, they've had so many athletes over the years. Certainly this is not a team comparable to the kind of teams Denny Crum has had, where he's had so many good players have gone on to the next level. 1986, never nervous, Purvis Ellison. Here's J.R. Ryder. I mean, it's a big-time move. He goes the length of the court. There he is, flying in the sky.
J.R. Easy Ryder.
I like that. J.R. Easy Ryder.
D-Don Thomas now with 3 fouls, Dick, as Webb connects on the second one. And it's 54-43. Gray alone.
Everett Gray looks alive. He did not have that kind of quickness of bounce in the first half.
9-point game. Webb in the middle, kicks it out. Morton Hopgood. No, they wave it off. Offensive foul.
John Clarkity with the ball. Hopgood climbing the back. Really playing well, though, today.
Irvin Johnson gave us. Irvin, of course, out of Michigan State. Now from a supermarket in Baton Rouge, Louisiana comes, well, Irvin Johnson, who went from bagging groceries to the University of New Orleans. A good game, an impossible name.
When I knocked on his office door, I stepped in and I told him who I was, and he had to step out a minute to see if it was a joke or not. Next thing you know, I had to pull out my license to prove it that my name is Irvin Johnson.
We feel like the luckiest group of coaches around. We're continuing to pursue all leads. We had a lady call us last year, says, hey, listen, I was out shopping at Toys R Us, and there's a 7'2" guy working the shelves.
A couple of college basketball records still on the shelves, have anniversaries this weekend. This was the weekend Frank Selvey scored 100 points in one game for Furman. Eat your heart out, Wilt. There's film of this 100-point game. And today is the anniversary. Folks, 51 rebounds in one game. Bill Chambers from the College of William and Mary.
It just was the latter part of my career, and I wanted very much to have a good final 2 weeks, and again, the arch rival, and so things came together that night. I'm sort of surprised and pleasantly surprised that this record still stands.
Two big records before sneakers that add spring to them. Maybe it's not the shoes. Ah, yes, Hoop du Jour brings you romance, love of the game, love of each other. Lonnie Walker, men's head coach at Elkhorn State, Lorman, Mississippi. He's married to Shirley Walker, head coach of State's women's team.
I met him when I was a freshman here in Bowles Hall in a biology lab.
First they were talking about pick and rolls. Then they're picking out furniture together. She's the veteran coach, has a better record than he, and you don't think that would ever come up? Nah. Anyway, our first annual Valentine's Day couple.
I would like to say happy Valentine to any and everyone, and a special happy Valentine's Day for Pat O'Brien. Happy birthday.
And guess who becomes my favorite coach? Thank you.
We got big.
Second half, I am Pat O'Brien. Thank you for watching.
Straight zone defense right now. I think that's a good move by Rolly Massimino.
LeGree has not shot much today. That was just his second as Ryder brings it down court. And now this is time for him to take over. Inside, thrown away.
Can't come up empty in 2 possessions when you're down by 9. It hurts. I think a good move is to play the half-court trap and then rotate into a zone and have hands up and bounce in a zone and see whether or not Louisville can shoot the ball from deep.
Dick, there's more than a lot of red here today. About 1,500 Louisville fans have made the trip out here to Las Vegas for the weekend. Nearly the steal. LeGree with Boney trying to reach in.
This is zone defense. Louisville really spreading the court well, trying to get the ball in deep. There's the triangle around Rozier.
Stripped away, but kicked out of bounds. They say, yeah, it's going to be UNLV basketball. Denny Crum going to get a little argument on the side.
UNLV's had now the third opportunity to reduce this lead. They're 0 for 2 in the last 2 possessions.
Looking to Gray. What? Won't go. Gray gets it back and in. Man, he plays big, Dick. A lot bigger than 6'7".
Well, he's some kind of athlete. He's got the bounce off the floor.
Now, it's a 7-point ball game. One-time 15-point lead in the first half has been cut to 7. Morton takes it inside, and no basket.
You know, he was Mr. Basketball. They get another kid next year, Jason Osborne, who's going to probably be Mr. Basketball this year in Kentucky. He'll be going here to Louisville.
Dick, that's the 4th on Didon Thomas, so that's going to put a lot of pressure on this young man, Lawrence Thomas.
He's from out of Elizabeth, New Jersey, but really grew up out here in the Vegas area, verbally committed to Villanova and Rolly Massimino, and then changed and decided to come out here to UNLV. But he really was out here a number of years with his grandmother.
He's done a great job taking care of the basketball for Vegas this year. 3.42 to 1 turnover to assist to turnover ratio. They go Rozier inside, and they count it. and the foul's going to be on Everett Gray, and that's 4 on him.
That's the one area of the floor that they really have an Achilles heel. Down in the low trenches, they don't have an answer defensively for the size and the athletic ability of Rozier.
Mark it down at 13:45 as both Didon Thomas and Everett Gray have checked out of the game with the score 56-47 as Rozier goes to the line. On the afternoon, he's got 16 points. Big man out of Bradenton, Florida, averaged over 34 a game in high school.
Yeah, I saw him play several games, having lived in Bradenton for several years.
From the corner, Morton hits!
That's a big one right there by Morton.
That's 3.
That'll break your back. You're trying to come back.
Morton with 16, and it's 12 points for Louisville. Their lead now as Boney will go for 3. Misses Gray the following in, and they're leaving Everett Gray in there with 4 fouls.
Well, he can't really take him out. He'd like to, but because of the score and the differential, I mean, he takes him out this margin to go to 20.
10-point game. Morton to pull up. Boney. Rozier controls. Tipped around, and it's going to be UNLV basketball. I want to remind you tonight, after all new episodes of Life Goes On, America's Funniest Home Videos and America's Funniest People, it's Warren Beatty and Madonna in the network premiere of Dick Tracy. That's tonight on ABC. As the foul's going to be on Cliff Rozier, his first.
You know, next year, Willie Massimino's certainly got to bring in a whole new group of guys. This is a senior-dominated team. He told us before the game, he said, hey, I got to give credit to Jerry Tarkanian. These are his guys, basically, and all I'm doing the best I can, trying to coach them.
He's got a 16-2.
And he's 16-2, yeah. But, you know, he really has got a good recruiting class that he got committed early, and that is really interesting. It tells you a little bit about his ability to go out and recruit, because they have a lot of controversy still hanging on, waiting for the NCAA to make their decision as to all the allegations that have been charged during the Lloyd Daniels recruitment, and that has not been finalized yet.
The bottom line is, according to Dr. Maxson, the situation between UNLV and the NCAA should be wrapped up this spring, but then Jerry has his own lawsuit, if we understand this correctly, and that's an ongoing situation.
I think the NCAA will definitely show some compassion, because basically they've really cooperated. They've made a change in terms of personnel, not only on the coaching staff, but in the administration end. And I think that they'll all be behind them and get on with playing basketball.
Manuel gets them both. It's an 8-point game, so UNLV.
There's no quitting these kids, I'll tell you that.
Louisville got it to 12, and they've kicked it back down, and the foul underneath is going to be on Rozier. That's his second.
Rozier says, I can't believe it. Benny Crumb knows this baby's not over.
All right, Dick, not many guys have stayed the same place. He's never been a head coach at the major college level other than Louisville. He's an assistant at UCLA, John Wooden's top assistant.
He's probably the only guy that could have followed John Wooden and kept some stability to that program.
Thomas hits it back. Ryder on the wing. Took some steps. They didn't call it. Pull up, pop in the lane. Hit.
I'll tell you, big time, baby. Big time. NBA scout told me today, he said he's the best senior in America. And we're talking Calvin Chaney. We're talking Allen Houston.
21 points for J.R. Ryder.
The one NBA scout, he said, don't give my name. I don't want people to know that I'm saying it.
And the offensive foul inside is going to be on Webb. So the calls now, as soon as Thomas and Gray got 4, the calls now have been going against Louisville. As Manuel took the charge there, terrific defensive player, but he's shaken up a bit.
Manuel's really been a quiet player today. As we see him rotating over, stepping in his body. High school he played at, produced guys like Jeff Malone, Norman Nixon, down at Southwest Macon High School.
59-53.
He can shoot it.
Three-point land. Hits!
He can shoot it.
Gibson with his third. Trey, and we got a 3-point game. Rozier underneath. He's got 4 men around him. Puts it up. Won't go. Tipped around. Legree gets it back. 59-56. 11:35 to go.
It is rocketing here.
And the whistle, the foul, going to be on Manuel. That's his third.
I tell you, this is making me feel better.
I know it. You're sounding better, too.
Well, you know that I was really sick to miss going to dinner with Rolly Massimino last night.
Rolly said he waited 30 minutes for you. Championships, and Dick, how does he stem the flow and the emotion at the moment?
Well, I think the one problem he has that really creates a dilemma for a coach in the 1990s, he doesn't have great guard play. And to win big in college basketball, it starts with excellent guard play.
See, Orlando won by 2 and 3 overtimes as O'Neal had 9 block shots and a good set play off the timeout. As quickly Boney blocked by Rozier out of bounds. They're going to give it to Louisville.
Louisville did an excellent job in that timeout, setting up that inside play, bringing it to Rozier, who made the great pass on the interior. Rolly Massimino now out of the half-court trap. Playing his zone defensively.
Brewer is in there, along with Minor, Legree.
Trying to match up out of the zone.
Troy Smith and Rozier.
Trying to play a man in the area of the floor. He can shoot it.
You bet from three-point land, and he knocks it down right there. Brewer with his second three, and all of a sudden it's 64-56.
He's really like a starter. As soon as Brewer comes in, you better locate him and find him because he can square his body and shoot the three.
Nick, he had 8 3-pointers against Oral Roberts this year. That was a school record.
Oral Roberts, though, is Cupcake City, baby.
No,
I think I could get... No, I'm only kidding. They still expect a miracle.
I'll tell you how bad Dick felt today. He didn't shoot free throws before the game. Yeah, you're right. Ryder leans in. Can't get it. Legree goes up. Legree will get you 4 rebounds a game. Kicks it to... Oh, that's steps. No call. Players are just standing around. They thought it was a violation. As Brewer get in and out. And here comes the freshman.
They're going to have a little more patience for the better shot. They're trying to catch that too quickly. Poor shot by Ryder. They're going to play a little bit better under control, Roger.
Substitutions right now as 50 for Louisville. Dwayne Morton will check back in, and also 43 Brian Hopgood as Rozier will get a rest.
Rolly Massimino started his career over at Cranford, New Jersey under Bill Martin. What a legend. Bill helped to develop coaches like U.B. Brown, Lou Campanelli. Don't get me started about Campanelli. I'll go on and on.
There's no soapbox here today, Dick. We've got a good game here. Gibson comes in with the follow.
Oh, nice pass.
Manuel stripped loose, and Morton comes away with it. Brewer from the corner for 3. Ryder battling. Loose ball. Finally, Boney gets it to Lawrence Thomas. Gibson, 3-point land. Ryder tipped it, but Troy Smith finds Brewer. And back to the other end in a hurry. The block and the foul going to be on Thomas.
This is certainly an exciting up-and-down kind of game. Young athletes love to play this style of basketball. Transition game, allow them to basically be flexible in what they do.
UNLV averaging 89 points a game. Louisville almost 82 points a game as Everett Gray with 4 fouls. And Didon Thomas also with 4 fouls. Dick will come back in with the 9:29 mark.
Going to try and give J.R. a little breather. I mean, he's got to be physically exhausted because he's had to work so hard for every shot he has taken.
Brewer, 91% from the free throw line this year, 78% over his career. North Carolina, Virginia, Dick, will be in Charlottesville next week. That'll be a good one out of the ACC. And then Cincinnati and Arizona.
North Carolina and Virginia, a lot at stake in that game. That's an ACC conference game. Carolina with the win on the road over Georgia Tech today. Virginia wins yesterday at Clemson.
Brewer knocks them both down. J.R. Ryder getting his first rest of the day. As you see, Boney, beautiful block by Morton. 10-point lead for Louisville.
UNLV's not really playing for the high percentage shot, shooting the ball too quickly.
Troy Smith, he's got 8, along with 6 rebounds. And it's a 12-point lead. Gray thought about it from 3-point land, takes it inside the floater and in.
Everett Gray with the good one-on-one maneuver. He's a lot better than I thought, Roger. He's a really solid athlete, good middle-range shooter. He's got to get J.R. Ryder back on the floor, and he is coming in.
10-point Louisville lead with 8:45 remaining here at the Thomas & Mack Center in the 59-game win streak on the line.
They need a spurt now to the next 4-minute mark. UNLV's got to go like on an 8-2 spurt.
Morton couple of pump fakes in and out. Hopgood, and they're going to call the foul over the top. John Clockerty making the call. Underneath, the foul is going to be on Morton.
Morton's really asserted himself today offensively, though. I think that's a positive sign for Louisville.
Third foul on Morton is J.R. Ryder. We'll check back in. J.R. out of the Oakland, Alameda area, California.
Set a screen for him. They missed him. He's wide open. They missed him. Now they're trying to get him on a boxing side.
He's got Troy Smith fronting him right now.
Troy really working on him physically. What a pounding he takes. But that's why he'll be a special player. He's so physical and he can pound back.
Boney for three. Rebound comes out to Morton.
Morton very active, good athlete.
He's got 16 today. That's better than a season average of 15. Brewer, good fake. Now Legree wide open, finds the open man. Ryder the block. Boney down court to Gray. The left hand.
Oh, what a play!
Everett Gray.
Are you serious? Incredible, baby, incredible!
One more time, Dick.
I mean, I can't believe that, baby. I mean, I feel like flying right now to Syracuse where I got to go tomorrow night. I'm jumping out of my seat. You take a look at this play. First, we got the great block. There it is, rejection by J.R. Ryder. And now watch this play. I mean, let's play horse. Spinning, twisted, whirling with the left hand. Incredible. Everett Gray, E.G., delivers. Look at this play. Splits the two defensive players, reverses, gets the good rotation. Wow.
72% from the free throw line, and no call on Ryder hanging on the rim with the unnecessary foul.
You know, Rolly Massimino was a head coach at Hillside High School. His assistant was Lou Campanelli. And then at a swim club, Bill Martin was the manager. He was assistant manager. U.B. Brown was the A.D. And Lou Campanelli was the pool director.
68-61, 7-point lead.
Now they're back into that half-court trap. They got out of it. See, Gibson, they keep on the floor to shoot the ball, but he doesn't have great speed defensively.
Brewer wide open and misses, and Ryder with the rebound. And Brewer all over it. Hedon Thomas, who is checked back in.
Set a screen up for Ryder and get him a three-point shot. They're going to lay some screens.
Matchup is Troy Smith, who is at 6'7", on Ryder at 6'4". And that time, a lot of contact, no call, and they're going to give UNLV the basketball. They said it was out on Louisville.
You know, trying to do it by himself, Roger. They got to lay some screens for him to make life a little bit easier. I don't think there's any doubt that this kid will be one heck of an NBA player. I mean, you take all his skills, you look at his body, you look at his size and strength. What can he do in terms of playing at that next level?
Look at that shot by J.R. Easy Ryder.
America, you are watching an offensive machine. I mean, he is an offensive machine.
Ryder, 23 points, 10 rebounds. And it's a 5-point game as Miners having trouble as he kicks it to Morton.
They spread the court really well, getting Morton the ball. The reason they spread the court is trying to eliminate the traps.
UNLV on a 7-0 run as they've cut it to 5.
Now they're matching up. Gibson trying to match up, find Morton. They know he can shoot the ball.
6:30 left to go. The 59-game win streak on the line as Morton is whistled for the foul. Excuse me, he's whistled as he goes up. The foul underneath on Gibson.
You know, Tulane really put it to him defensively. Perry Clark's club does a great job defensively with their traps. And at the end of the game, they just stole that win by just out-hustling, scrapping, and forcing turnovers.
Dick, now they changed it on Everett Gray. Not Gibson. They called it on Everett Gray, and he fouls out of the game with 6:27 left to go.
I thought it was on Gibson. That's a big one right there with him going out now. Write down the time and score, Roger. We'll see what happens from this moment on.
68-63 with 6:27 to go. 16 points, 10 rebounds, 3 block shots for Everett Gray.
And remember, people, we are watching the longest win streak in America being threatened here. 59 in a row. It all started after the last time they lost.
January 28th to Oklahoma. And They had a close call with Texas A&M, went to overtime against Tony Baroni's team as Morton will go to the line. You talked about the Tulane game, Dick. That's probably, they made 6 field goals in the second half, season high 24 turnovers, and they still had 2 opportunities to win it at the end and couldn't get it done. But the good news is the rest of their Metro Conference games are at home.
I'll tell you, they really didn't play well at the end of that game, but Perry Clark's club does a great job scrapping and clawing.
Morton hits the second one. And Morton with 17, 69-63.
Now you have to define options. Number 1, of course, is Ryder.
Manuel trying to find Gibson. Back to Manuel, puts it up. Oh, he count it! What a play by Reggie Manuel.
I'll tell you, we're seeing some amazing plays. He released that so quickly from down here in the box. Watch how quickly he releases this. There's the kick out. Now it's going to be dumped right back in. Gibson drops it down. There's the quick release against the great size of Smith. The little guy converts.
He's the only sophomore on the roster. And he completes the three-point play. He's their defensive specialist, but he's got to come up with some offense now with Gray out of the game. And it's a three-point ball game with 6:10 to go.
And it's been one heck of a game. Really exciting. A lot of exciting plays. See, watch how Rozier brings down the ball.
Morton.
Morton has really been big today.
Morton with his third three-pointer as they go inside the Ryder, and Rozier comes up with a steal.
Every time they get close, they try to force the action, telegraph it, trying to get the ball over to J.R. Ryder.
That was the second time, Dick, they'd been within 3 points. At 11:58, they had it 59-56, and Louisville just kept coming back as the steal inside by Boney.
They got to score in transition.
Thomas kicks it to Gibson. Three-point land. Just short, and the rebound by Minor, and here comes Legree.
He's got Rozier trailing. Got to go inside to Rozier. See, they stopped going to that low post attack.
Troy Smith wide open and hits it. Troy Smith has given them some unexpected offense today. He's got 10, averaging 7.5 on the year, and once again back up to that 8-point lead.
He's got a nice touch. Here's Ryder on Rozier. Rozier, not a real good defensive player,
but he's played well today as Ryder for 3.
Be a little nonchalant on a defensive end. He's got a lot of bad habits that he's got to change as a defensive player, Cliff Rozier.
Ryder's got 26 points, and it's a 5-point ball game with 4:44 to go.
Look at Ryder working on Rozier, giving away 6 inches.
Morton misses. Rozier, the offensive board. Good job back in. Can't get it. Tipped around. UNLV basketball.
Rozier, a solid offensive rebounder. Uh-oh.
Reggie Manuel. He's up slow. Dick, you pointed out, they go Gibson and Thomas, and then Haygood gets a little time, but I mean, they're basically a 7-man basketball team.
They play a number of guards. All these guys have guard ability. I mean, you look at them right now, it's almost like playing 5 guards.
Ryder, the lean in for 3, won't go. Ryder's trying to get it done from the outside rather than the inside at the moment.
It's amazing when you look at their size that they can hang the way they do here.
Legree, the tip. And finally, De'Don Thomas, who gets 4 rebounds a game from his point guard spot, on the wing to Boney for 3. Loose ball, and the foul's going to be on Gibson.
It seems almost like an uphill battle for UNLV. Constantly battling that hurdle, trying to get over the hump.
First foul on Ken Gibson. Is he adjusting his tie there, Dick, or what was he doing on the call there? What was
he might be giving a what it go, giving a little sign. Flashing one signal.
I'll tell you what, he's enduring. He looks good. He
likes it out here.
He loves it, yeah.
He loves staying on golf courses. He loves this area. I think it was a great change for him. He needed a change from out of Philadelphia.
In all honesty, over the last 5-6 years, they had averaged about 15, 16 losses going over. Sometimes it's just time to make a change. The time was right for UNLV, and the time was right for Rolly Massimino.
I think sometimes in coaching, every 7 or 8 years, unless you become one of those giants in certain schools, like, Indiana, North Carolina, that maybe it's good for a coach to move on because it's so difficult to attain the kind of...
Happy Valentine's, and boy, it'd be a nice Valentine's Day present for UNLV if they could come back from 7 and keep this string alive. They're going for number 60 in a row at the Thomas and Mack Center, but Louisville has played outstanding basketball today, and they've gotten a big lift from Dwayne Morton, who you said needed to take more shots than he has today.
Well, he's taken 15 shots. I think he's got to average about 15, 16 shots a game. Has 20 Thomas. Has 20 points with those shots. That means he's getting better than a point with each shot.
Morton, Troy Smith wide open, and UNLV just didn't get back on defense that time.
Nice look by Dwayne Morton.
Troy Smith has got 12. Underneath Manuel.
Nice look by J.R. Ryder. You know, when you talk about Morton, he averages about 16 points a game, taking about 10 shots a game. So he's very productive when he shoots the ball.
78-71, 2:50 left to go.
You know, looking at certain spurts of the game, this is the best I've seen Louisville play the few times that I have seen him.
Well, Denny Crum has always said it's not how you start the season, it's how you finish the season. And he has a tough schedule. He wants a timeout right now. He's trying to get his team's attention.
Basketball.
78-71, 2:28 left to go. The 59-game win streak on the line as J.R. Ryder guarding Rozier out on top. 7 on the shot clock. From the side is Minor. Boney battling. Didon Thomas gets it.
Got J.R. Ryder. Got him.
J.R.
You allow him to get the deuce. You don't put him on a free throw line, stop the clock, and now allow them to jump into some defensive set.
Foul on Rozier. That is his 3rd.
I am so impressed with J.R. Ryder for that next level. You look at a punishing offensive player with tremendous strength and power. He has grace. He has touch.
And he's got 28 points, Dick. 3rd in the nation in scoring. And the last 3 games, he's averaged 33 points per game. You mentioned that high of 40 against Georgetown. When he says, man, when the bright lights come on, national TV, he says, that's when I really shine. He completes the 3-point play. It's a 4-point game.
See, allowed him to stop the clock and allowed him to get into the zone. The foul. Oh, Rozier. Good offensive play by Cliff Rozier.
Rozier at the other end. They counted the basket.
He can really be one heck of a player. He just has to work harder on the defensive end, get a little better work ethic. He's got so many good offensive skills. There he is now, super strong. I mean, he gets mugged and he converts that.
Thomas was all over him before he got anywhere near the hoop. This is a little NBA style. I think the officials are giving it to him, but that was just the 2nd basket for Rozier in the second half after scoring 14 in the first half.
See, now here he is playing with that spin. He starts it at the hip, and I really believe that affects him. Didn't affect that shot, but he's shooting in the mid-50s on a free throw line.
81-74, we're at the 2-minute mark. Manuel kicks it to Boney. Pull up on the baseline, hits it. Dexter Boney.
He's a slashing player, Boney.
Out of Wilmington, Delaware, and Hagerstown Junior College there. A lot of pressure. Gibson the steal. Manuel for 3. UNLV basketball.
Not really the 3 you wanted. You wanted to make one extra pass and get it to Ryder or get it to Gibson, who made the steal.
1:41 left to go. 5-point game. Louisville with the lead.
You got to know your options right now. Look at Rolly Massimino on that sideline.
Ryder guarded by Troy Smith. They're going to leave Didon Thomas open. He'll take it inside. He's hit off the glass. A high kiss off the window.
Didon.
Extra cheese, thick crust.
I'll tell you, here goes Rozier to the goal. I mean, right there, continuous motion. Super strong. He delivers it. The Pizza Hut. Play it again. Hey, I'll tell you, Mr. Rozier, stop and smell the pizza, baby.
Dick, 3 times in the second half after trailing by 12 at halftime. UNLV has pulled it within 3 at 59-56, then at 69-66, and now 81-78. But every time they have, Louisville's had the answer.
Yeah, Wayne Morton's been the answer. Morton's made big play after big play whenever UNLV's threatened.
Louisville trying to get it down towards him. Morton grabs him. And no intentional foul. Denny Crum wants it over on the side.
Should have been an intentional foul. There's no doubt that he didn't just go to stop the ball right there. Dwayne Morton again coming up with the big play, releases. Now here, I don't know, I guess the rule says if you're going to make an effort to play the ball.
Morton goes to the line. He's going to shoot 2.
He comes up with big play after big play.
He's got 22 points.
If he makes both these, you're still looking at a two-possession game with the three-point shot.
Louisville on the season, a 64% free throw shooting team. Their opponents, an abysmal 58%.
You know, Louisville, for confidence alone, needs a big win over a big nationally rated team. Psychologically, they need it badly.
5-point Louisville lead with 1:25 left to go. D-Don Thomas playing with 4 fouls. Gray has fouled out. Gibson is hit over on the side by Morton.
See, that's not a big play right there, though, by Dwayne Morton. 4th foul, but it stops the clock, and it puts a good free throw shooter on the free throw line.
Time permitted. At the conclusion of the game, stay tuned for the Volvo post-game report. As Gibson heads to the free throw line, Ken Gibson, 83% free throw shooter, better than 50% from three-point land, where he's knocked down 3 today.
Roley's going to go offense and defense with the substitution.
Misses it.
Takes away the substitution as well. There's the foul.
Stops the clock with 1:15 left to go.
That's a big miss right there, Roger. They needed that conversion. He's an excellent shooter.
This is where Roley really works the game. He gets down in this situation, close game, offensive, defensive substitutions, timeouts, working the clock.
Well, he's really an excellent bench coach. He served as an assistant under Chuck Daly at Penn before he went over to Villanova.
Minor, 78% on the year. Good release right there. Minor with 7 points in the first half. Very active early, but after that, started trying to concentrate a little bit more on the defensive end.
He's really a good inside-outside player, though. He's been their most consistent player for most of the year. Excellent defender as well. Good rebounder.
Well, once again, Dick, they got it to 3. Now it's back up to a 7-point game.
Yeah, every time they get it down to 3. It's been about 4 times.
Ryder steps back, 3-point land, won't go. Boney loses it, and Minor comes up with it at the 1-minute mark. And here comes Morton, the other end. Troy Smith, the scoop from underneath.
A little reverse layup. That can end it. 59 in a row. Could be going down. The longest win streak in college basketball.
Boney for 3, just not there. The tip. Ryder battling. Ryder gets it up and in. J.R. Ryder.
I think America has to be thrilled by watching this young guy play. What this game has really come down is that
Sunday on ABC Sports says Minor has it, loses the basketball. Rozier comes away with it. Legree wide open and in, and that for the finish.
Rozier with the hustle right there, comes up with the loose ball, throws the ball diagonally.
Thomas takes it up, blocked by Rozier, and they're going to count it. They're going to call goaltending.
Fans are leaving, as you said, Roger, for the first time in many, many a game, walking out of this arena with an L. But you know what really you'd like to see is all the factions healed, the Tarkanian group that still is so positive for Jerry Tarkanian, because the bottom line is the university, and the other bottom line, the youngsters and the kids. And they all should unite together and support the new
Dick,
guy.
I know you're good friends of both Roley and Jerry, and you have been for years, and I know it's a difficult situation. The bottom line is there's no problems between Roley Massimino and Jerry Tarkanian. They speak, invited Jerry to the games. Jerry's going to probably go to some, road games and such. But the fact of the matter is sometimes you just got to put the past behind you, move ahead, and you got to do what's best for everybody. And the main thing is the kids. All that can be hurt here is the kids. And you try to heal things and get things going in a positive direction. And so let's hope that works out, because they're both good guys.
No question. I want to wish Jerry the best going for that angioplasty treatment procedure this week on Thursday or sometime this week in Santa Barbara.
Morton hits 1 of 2, and it's 90-82 as D-Don Thomas will take it down the lane and miss it. And Raleigh wants a timeout. So Raleigh 9 rebounds as Rozier gets the inbound.
Got a foul. Got to stop the clock.
Finally, Ryder gets a piece of it with 3 seconds ticked off the clock.
Two possessions, kind of tough with 12 ticks on the clock. Makes a free throw, becomes 3 possessions, totally out of the question. There's Tommy Massimino sitting next to his dad.
Darwin Cook, the former NBA player. He's just joined the staff here this year.
Played high school at Crenshaw High School. Would have a great tradition. John Williams.
Jay Wright, the other assistant. Of course, Louisville with Larry Gay and Scooter